Hi, folks.
Happy 2024,
I know.
day 10, but you have survived the first 10 days. Didn't think you were going to, did you?
No, I did not. Life is real. I was telling somebody today, I haven't had the flu. The last time I remember I had the flu really bad was we were walking on the moon. So that's a long time ago.
That is a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. The late 60s.
Okay. All right. Well,
But we're good.
hopefully you won't get it again for another.
60 years. That'll work.
Hmm.
Anyway, no, we're fine.
So we're ready for we're starting the new year, and we're adding stuff to our, hopefully we've gotten some things situated in our little, um, YouTube thing, and now we're going to move on to Rumble and possibly even X soon.
Woo!
Yeah,
We're
we're
gonna
going to be
crave
with
a
the big dogs.
rumble.
We're going
Yeah,
to rumble
rumble.
and we're going to X it. So there's so
Boom.
much to talk about.
You've got my brain's been fried for a week, so you're up.
Well, I don't even know where to start. I mean, you would think that 10 days in, wouldn't be a whole lot happening, but you've got a special election here in Virginia that happened yesterday. But also yesterday we had the terrible weather.
Oh my gosh, tornadoes.
Tornadoes.
In Florida.
Yeah, and I was getting tornado warnings, but they were coming from North Carolina. My sister and her family, and then Bubba's cousin and everything, and they were saying, "You're under a tornado warning," and I'm like, "No, I just got it for the thunderstorm warning." They're like, "No," and I was like, "Well," so I thanked them for calling me and let me know because my emergency broadcast didn't come in until after it was almost.
Really, we got I don't know how many different ones.
Oh yeah, I was getting them right and left and everything.
And our TV did a strange thing too, and it went me. It sounded like the alert came through the Wi-Fi. Starlink must have sent us something.
I didn't get anything from them. But the one thing with Starlink, thank you, Elon Musk, is that I was able to communicate this time. I did not have my satellite and stuff. I mean, there nothing would, because of the internet. I mean, it was raining so hard and the wind. So I didn't expect to get any of that. But I was able to text and call, which I've never been able to do because my son before, when we've been having storms and stuff, and if we're without electricity or different things, he'd be like, "Mom, you okay?" But I mean, it would take hours to get there and stuff. And he's like, "Do I need to drive over?" So last night we were actually able to talk on the phone while the tornado warning was happening, and they were telling me to take cover and all that stuff. So
thunderstorms.
Thunderstorms.
That was probably the biggest storm I've seen. It went from Florida all the way up into Canada.
It's huge.
And it was a narrow stream that we were in. And Virginia Beach didn't actually get anything until later last night. But it was massive.
And I was concerned about this morning because I wasn't sure what might be lying on. So this is a funny thing, or at least the way my mind worked last night. So we had the special election here in district. I don't know even what district it is now. It used to be District 5 or whatever. But anyways, for the Senate. So so it was a special election. So I noticed we have a new registrar.
Yes.
And she's going to be fantastic. We love
her.
Super is just right up her alley. We're really excited. Smart, friendly, just personal. Nothing that was wrong with the other person either. That person just retired.
Right.
But I'm just saying they replaced them with somebody
just as good.
Perfect. Fits right up
and a person
her alley.
Who knows.
Yes.
A teacher.
Yes.
Who taught.
Mm-hmm.
I believe history.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Knows the Constitution. Inside and out.
Loves the voting process. So she's going to be great.
She is.
But I noticed that she had posted that Lunenburg County administration were going home early, but that she would still be there and the polling places would be. And I was sitting there going, okay, I understand it's a special election, but I'm thinking, so the administrative people have gone home to their safe night houses and off the roads because it's a detriment. But
all those people,
but all the polling places and all are going to be open until after dark, not knowing if they're going to be driving on the road with a tree down.
Exactly.
And I have to say that bothered me. It made me laugh at one point, but then it bothered me because I'm thinking, I understand that you had to allow and you had to be there to let people vote,
That's right.
but it's one of those things that safety and I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I mean, I don't know what you do with that because I mean they could have been stuck too because some of these back roads, some of these locations where you vote are
So,
in very rural areas, and the only way to get
yes,
out to them is through country roads, which trees could have been down
flooded.
on, flooding, and you would not know that in the dark.
And because
I
we
don't
were
know.
getting a flash
Yes,
flood
we were getting flash
warning,
flood
and
warnings,
I'll tell you, I've
and
never
the
seen so
wind
much
was.
water on our bed. And our lawn is pretty flat. And then it goes downhill. There was standing water.
Hmm. Hmm. So I mean, I was trying to marry. Like I said, I laughed a little bit because I was like, okay, well, all you nice heads going home, be warm, be in your house,
And
and be
all those
there.
people working at the
But
polls
all
are
the
there
people were there at the
until
polls until, and I was like,
7 and counting
wow, and
everything.
counting afterwards.
That's right.
I mean, and 7 o'clock and all was one of the roughest times to be out. They said,
Oh my
and
gosh.
then after it started, the dissipating or dying down, then that's when you start getting your runoffs, and that's when even more things
And it's
happen.
called lag time because it takes that water amount of time to run into all the streams. And the peak would be out probably right when they're driving home.
Yes, and so I guess my point here is, although I appreciate the process and everybody being able to vote and everything, and I know, but I know people that didn't even go vote because the weather was so bad because they just wanted to get home. Because you didn't want to take a chance getting to a
Yeah,
polling station after work when it was this bad. So they
yeah.
just came on home. So um and I get it. It was a special election. It was this, but I just want the people that were working the polls to know I cared.
It is. It is.
I did care, and I was thinking about you.
And they are going to
Because
be the last ones there.
so hopefully emergency people were standing by to go get them in case something happened.
Would be nice,
I
yes.
mean, it would just be thoughtful. It's
Yep.
like we're here to come get you because we don't know what the roads are like.
Well, I know
I didn't know what it was going to be this
I
morning.
looked
I
at
go
the
to.
back roads, our road,
Mm-hmm.
and you could see where the leaves had all just gone all over the roads and just swamped everything.
Well, this morning I saw this, and it was because I got up to see if there was any kind of road conditions because I leave in the dark.
Yeah,
And
you're
so I wanted to make sure that if there was anything major out there, and I don't know if it's still going to show it or not, but I know that this morning there was no, it's gone off of here, but there was the North Meharon River had flooded.
oh,
And they said that I guess it crests at a certain level and everything, but it had flooded into the banks. But the way it talked in that little, it was like 2003 since it had done this before. So I mean, we had a lot of rain. That's what
yes.
we're saying. We had a lot of rain, a lot of wind, a lot of everything.
And it
And when
wasn't,
you get it in winter, yeah. And when you get it in the wintertime, it's interesting. So
it's a good thing it wasn't snow.
that's what somebody said.
It would have been like 3 feet of snow. We
It's
wouldn't be sitting here talking today.
it's just really interesting. And so and like I said, I mean, so anyway, the Republican candidate won.
Hmm.
Um,
Significantly.
but how many people voted overall in
I have
Lunenburg?
no, I have no idea how many did, but excuse me. We looked at the results county-wide, different counties, and it was a very significant amount.
Okay, so you don't know how many in Lunenburg there was?
I don't know how many voted in our county, but whatever it was,
Because I know usually it's down for something like this. People don't come out for special
boy,
elections.
especially when it's a horrible day.
Exactly. A
I
horrible
mean,
day. I mean, if you were going out, I voted early. You couldn't vote early. They opened the voting right after they had the meeting that night. The next Friday is when they opened the polls.
we
So for
tried to
early
go
voting.
early. We drove over there to vote, and it was the day they were delivering the ballots. The truck was there so we thought, well, and then circumstances, we really didn't want to go anyplace last week.
Oh,
And I didn't
me
realize that
neither.
Saturday you could,
Yes, you could.
and I didn't realize you could, or we probably would have gone
And
over.
it's funny though, they don't allow early voting up until the day. They only allow it, Saturday was the cutoff. You can't early vote on Monday.
No, yeah, I knew that. I knew there was
But
a cutoff
why?
day.
It's still early.
to give them enough, to give them enough time to make sure those ballots get put in the books and updated. So they gave themselves Monday to make sure that they update all the different polling places that you went there and it's
Isn't that
recorded.
supposed to be a
It's all computer,
Yeah,
but you
isn't it
still have to
supposed to be?
input it though, when you go into the voting there. And they have to put, somebody's got to do it. Because they put your name on a little tablet and then from there they have to put it in the book or the computer. Now I noticed this is the first time we've actually gone in person there to vote. Usually we just go right to the office and everything's a little computer,
Well, I haven't voted at the precinct in a while either, because when they've had the early voting, I just prefer to
Me
go
too.
do that.
Yeah, get it done.
Get it done. I know what
Get
I'm
it
doing.
done, yep.
You don't have to. I don't have to sit around to November to decide.
No, because usually
I could go vote today for this election once I knew who's on the ballot. I could go today.
You and I would be no problem.
Yeah, be like, want to vote early? Sure, here we go.
Sure.
I'd be done, and I
Who do you
wouldn't change.
want? And if we lived in some places, I would just write the name in. Just saying.
Which brings to the other thing about the
That's it.
unconstitutional part of taking people. I don't care who they are. It's unconstitutional to take people off the ballot that have not been convicted of anything.
Exactly.
There's no conviction. I don't care who you are, which side you play on or vote on or where you stand. Constitutionally, you have no right in advance of something to say, no, we're not going to put them on. If they have filed their paperwork, if they have done everything they're supposed to do, then they're supposed to be able to be allowed to be on that ballot. If they've met all the deadlines and everything, correct? Correct.
Yes.
So you have no right.
I brought my little Constitution of the United
You have
States.
no right to take somebody off just because you don't like them on. Well,
because you don't want them to be on the ballot because you're afraid they might win.
And then saying that nobody can write them in. It wasn't going to be able to be written in either. Those were going to be thrown out.
So not only are they going against that person's constitutional rights, they're going against our rights too.
Well, exactly,
because everybody's rights.
Because they're usually the ones that are taking it off are the ones on the other side saying people don't have a chance to vote. That's why they don't want IDs. That's why they don't want all this, because everybody needs a chance fairly to vote. But there's no chance in fairly to vote if you're not allowing everybody that was supposed to be on the ballot to be on the ballot.
What's wrong with you? What's fair for you got to be fair for me. Right?
Well, that's not the way they look at it. What's fair for me does not have to be fair at all for you.
I'm not sharing my sucker with you.
It just bugs it bugs me to no end.
I had this little constitutional. I have a few.
I keep mine in my purse, but I change person and mine's not in this one.
Well, I'm just going to leave this with our stuff that I bring for here, and
it's always good to have one with you, isn't it?
It is. You never know when you want to have just. And they were talking about the 14th Amendment, and that's what was going on. And this is nicely written and stuff, and you are judging somebody who has not been arrested or convicted of something that you can't even prove.
Convicted is the key, I guess. Because, I think he was charged, because he doesn't have the mugshots out on some things. But, there's nothing that you've been charged with. So, as far as convicted of, there's nothing. And what they were trying to throw out as insurrection has been proven not to be insurrection. And because if it was insurrection, he'd already been charged and everything else. So, putting all that aside, you just don't want him on the ballot. So you just want to go cry in your corner and. So
exactly.
That is just it. You are taking away other people's rights to participate in a process
that you have the rights to do in this republic.
Exactly. You have a right.
Why are you just ignoring everything?
Because they're afraid. It comes down to fear.
That somebody might actually do something that's good for this country?
And they don't think that we're smart enough to.
No, they understand it. They think we're all stupid.
And we're not. In 2024, people, I'm here to tell you, we're not stupid.
No.
But I will call you quickly in a heartbeat. Quickly.
So
because
I don't watch the news too much.
I don't watch it. Yeah.
And I got some podcasts, which are really they're funny and I
Mm-hmm.
like them. And because some of these people, they're right on point and I don't care who they are.
Yeah. I mean, I will listen. It's like I told somebody over the holidays. I like to listen to both sides. But once I'm concrete in my belief, you're not going to sway me. But I will listen to your reason. I mean, I want to listen to your reason because, but I don't want to chase down too many rabbit holes because it's like, okay, you've gone too far now and I can't.
It becomes kind
Mm-mm.
of funny. It's like a comedy of errors.
Or my mind just goes, I don't know how dumb you can actually get before
Exactly.
this.
It's like, are you listening to yourself? Do you hear what you're saying? You know what I
I
mean?
know. I mean,
It's
because
like
if I played this back for you, what would you say?
they
I'm stupid. I'm stupid.
no. I watched a podcast by, I believe, the mayor of Boston.
Oh,
She was quite interesting about, immigrants and their rights. I didn't know you had a right to just go across the border to someplace else.
you don't illegally. Legally, you do have a rights. You do have rights if you do things legally.
Yes, but you can't just go.
You
It'd be
have the
like,
right to be arrested and kicked out.
yes, you have.
There you go.
I mean, I don't know where they get this idea that, yeah, you just open it up, let them come.
Yeah, try that at your house. Just let somebody walk in that you
Oh,
don't know, that you don't, and let them take up residence in your house. Go ahead. See how that works out for you.
did you ever see any of the British shows?
I
There was one of my family where they had an apartment and they had squatters and they couldn't get them out legally.
No, but I have seen it on some of the crime shows that I watch, and
Yeah,
they can't get them out because once they're there for a certain amount,
it's like
and that's just like that. I recently I heard that about like, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I mean, like if you get a VRBO, even though you've got a contract with them, there's some people may decide not to leave or something, or one of these Airbnbs, and it's like, and then how do
how
you?
do you get rid of them?
I don't know because if they squat there, then past their time, I mean, I would think the contract would be binding, but you would also think a contract would be binding in some of these other circumstances. But I guess it depends on how things are stated and how they're worded. And if you just let somebody just come live in your house and you don't make any kind of commitments and stuff, then they're there. And once they get there, you may have to
They're
leave.
like termites.
Ooh.
They make holes
So
in
yeah, go
walls. It's
try it
like,
at your own house, folks. Open your door and just let anybody
let
walk
anybody
in
come in.
and let them stay. And
Yeah.
then you sit here and tell me that yes, that is normal and right, and not to mention, then they can come in and do anything in your house that they want to do because they got rights. Do they really?
No,
No.
not in my house.
No.
I have rocks. I'll throw rocks.
Oh my gosh, it just when you say the things and if you repeat them back enough, they're stupid.
You can't make this. We had an apartment house one time and getting people to pay the rent and what they would destroy things. And finally, you have to get them, evict them. If you can get the process to get them out again, to
Again,
get
it's a
them out.
process though. It's a
It's
process.
a
And I think
process.
there's a legal part of what you can do to evict somebody.
Well, I guess I wasn't very legal because I told the person if they weren't out, all their stuff was going to be out on the street the following weekend. They left.
It is crazy. It is
It
crazy.
is.
And so I mean these are just a few of the things. So we've covered a brief amount right now, but yeah, these are just a couple of the things in the last few days that are happening and stuff. So yeah, in the last 10 days at least, and then of course the Iowa caucus is going on right now, or getting ready to go on. I think
Oh,
they're out
yes.
there campaigning and stuff, but Iowa caucus is next and stuff. So that's going to be interesting. And
I
yeah,
keep getting text messages from one woman running. It's starting to drive me crazy because I keep deleting them.
can you opt out?
Yeah, if I pay for it.
You can't.
It said this might cost some money, so I got to look into it. They're going to try to, it's just so annoying. And I like the person. I really do. And I think it'd be great in the future. But don't keep harassing me every day, especially when I wasn't feeling good. It's like,
Oh no.
go away.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing, and I'll end my part of it with this. It's amazing when you don't feel good, the things that take such a back burner of precedence, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Or if you've got a loss of life and you've got a death that you're dealing with or something. It's amazing when you're dealing with things in life, don't feel good, a death or pressing or something, things that move to the background so much that really make no difference in your life. And it's like, wow, if we could live that way anyway, but we don't.
We don't. I mean, there are things now that,
But I mean, when you felt bad last week, you could have cared less that they were having an election today or yesterday.
right.
You were just like, I just want my head to stop
Oh,
hurting.
my head. It's like, oh, my heaven, my head. I had my hoodie up. I was laying on the sofa. I had my bandana over my face.
Gangster style.
I was a gangster.
Gangster Soot.
It's like, don't bother me. And then I knew the flu had been around, but when I couldn't taste my cookies, I'm like, these should taste like anise. They don't taste like anything. It's like, what am I eating here? It's just oopsies. Hey, if you're going to get it, you might as well get everything.
It's only another 60 years. You won't have it again.
I know. I've had every shot. Just the same.
All right, guys. I guess we'll see you in the next round.